The Omicron variant of the coronavirus continues to spread around the country. Now the surge in cases is leading to events and shows being canceled in some communities.
Live from KSAT 12, the news at noon starts right now.
Gunshots outside a local nightclub found a target in one of the employees.
San Antonio police say that man was shot after a disturbance at the club that didn't involve him. They found him in the 1500 block of North Main near Evergreen Street.
But as Katrina Weber reports, they're still looking for the shooter.
The cold weather outside didn't help at all to cool tempers that San Antonio police say originally flared up inside Heat nightclub. They say two groups of people involved in a fight there around 11:30 last night continued their battle after leaving the business. Security guards intervened both times. Still, the trouble didn't end there. Police say someone drove up with a gun in the 1500 block of North Main and fired toward the club, hitting a worker carrying a bottle of water to one of the guards. Based on what police tell us, the man who was shot had nothing to do with any of the trouble, and they believe that bullet likely was meant for someone else. The victim, though, ended up being rushed to a hospital. At the time, police said his wound may be life-threatening. Later, a coworker told us that man was shot in the leg. One of the guards fired back at the shooter, who sped away in a car. Although some of this may have been caught on surveillance cameras, police have not made any arrests yet. Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
And new details this noon after a head-on crash left two people hurt on the north side. Police say one of the drivers rolled his vehicle as he was attempting to avoid the crash. This all happened early this morning around 1:20 on West Woodlawn Avenue and Blanco Road. Police say a driver in a car was driving on West Woodlawn Avenue when he tried to turn onto Blanco Road. That's when he and a driver in a truck collided head on. The driver in the car was taken to the hospital. Officers tell us a passenger in the truck was also hurt, but should be okay.
Right now, a murder investigation continues on the west side as police try to find the person who pulled the trigger 5 years after the shooting took place. It happened back in October of 2016. Police said they found the body of 37-year-old Angelo Polendo at the intersection of North Sabinas and Lambrano Street. Investigators say several gunshots were heard and a gray-colored vehicle was seen speeding away from the scene. If you have any information about this incident, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP. Outside with live cam, was that winter we just had?
It was good while it lasted.
We've got about another 24 hours of winter before, well, winter gets here, and then it's not going to feel like winter. Does that make sense? Anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, because the calendar doesn't, I mean, it's hard to get that to match the weather sometimes. So, all right, looking off to the east right now in this picture, as you can see, we still have plenty of clouds. However, let me zoom this camera around and looking out past the airport, and there's the clear skies that have finally moved in. A lot of clear skies over there in the hill country earlier this morning. That's why temperatures in the hill country got down right around freezing. We stayed in the mid-40s thanks to that blanket of clouds, but there's the clear skies that are coming in. Okay, let's just jump right ahead to this weekend and talk about the Christmas forecast. Christmas Eve, it's going to be pretty nice. If you're going to church services, it's not going to be too awfully cold, 55 degrees. And then for Christmas Day, yeah, it's not going to feel like December weather, 78 degrees. And big question is, will the humidity come back in? Winter officially starts tomorrow. What's it going to feel like for the first day of winter? Because fall ends up feeling like winter and Christmas, no. Anyway, we'll get it all sorted out in just a couple of minutes. Alicia.
Thank you, Mike. And we turn now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic. The highly transmissible Omicron variant surging coast to coast, now detected in nearly every state. Hospitals, most are overwhelmed once again. Big sporting events and shows are being canceled. This as millions travel for the holidays. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest.
Just days before Christmas, the Omicron variant seemingly relentless. Cases up 96% nationwide since October.
It has an extraordinary capability of transmitting efficiently from person to person. It seems to be overtaking all the other variants, including Delta, with a doubling time of about 2 to 3 days, which means that this is really something to be reckoned with.
New York State seeing 3 straight days of record infections, with more than 22,000 cases Sunday alone. The Rockettes ending their season early, blockbuster Broadway shows like Hamilton temporarily halting their productions over the weekend. The NBA and NHL postponing games and the NFL moving some. In Wisconsin, only 4% of ICU beds are available.
And this is getting really scary. I know we are all tired of this. I am tired of this.
In Houston, one hospital found 82% of new symptomatic cases are caused by Omicron, becoming the dominant variant there in less than 3 weeks.
Omicron appears to be so much more contagious and transmissible.
This as Americans travel in droves for the holidays, the TSA expecting to screen 30 million passengers through January 3rd.
I think really every parent right now is thinking through the pros and cons list of traveling with their kids for the holidays.
Experts say traveling and gathering is safe if you're prepared. That means being vaccinated and boosted, plus masking up in crowded indoor areas and getting tested regardless of vaccination status.
Travel is doable and safely, but we got to take care of ourselves.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Still coming up this half hour, Cowboys got a big win yesterday, but their offense still struggling some.
And there was something for everyone at a holiday gift giveaway today. After the break, Tiffany Huertas explains how the annual event got its start more than 40 years ago.
The spirit of giving this holiday season continues here in San Antonio.
Several organizations came together for the 43rd Claude W. Black Community Center Holiday Gift Giveaway this morning. The event bringing smiles to hundreds of kids' faces.
Tiffany Huertas tells us how it's impacting local families.
A lot of folks are giving back.
From basketballs to Barbies, there was no shortage of gifts at the holiday gift giveaway event at the Claude W. Black Community Center in the East Side. Hundreds of toys for kids of all ages and backpacks filled with school supplies will be given out this year. This annual event started over 40 years ago.
It all started with a person named Ben Butler, who was a city employee who started out with just providing some coffee and donuts and refreshment for the children. And it kind of built up from there.
Several organizations came together to make this event possible.
Everyone is struggling with a lot of different things this year, as well as last year. And so when we partner with someone like the Claude W. Black, just to be able to put something back into our communities, and it's what we should do. You know, we have to look out for one another.
The event making the holiday brighter for families.
Every little bit helps.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
Okay, so we had some cold temperatures, and now we're having warm temperatures, and somewhere in there, winter's supposed to start or something.
Well, it's still going to be cool today.
Yeah, I pulled out my coat this morning.
Did you?
Oh, yeah, and you'll need a coat again tomorrow, too.
Oh,
and then we're only at 54 right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's still kind of chilly, below normal by about 10 degrees.
And when does winter start?
Winter starts tomorrow. Tomorrow at this time, we will be in winter.
So that was what you were saying a while ago. We get like a couple of days of winter, and then we're back to spring.
Right.
This weather.
We're going to make it up to into the mid and upper 50s later on today. The aquifer went up 1/10 of a foot in today's reading, and the allergens, both of those, surprisingly, after the wind we had over the weekend, mountain cedar really dropped down. Same thing with mold. So we'll see how we can get the weather to match up with the calendar and something like that, and whether David needs a coat. Details coming up. Stick around.
This is your daily tech and business briefing from Cheddar News. Retail trading apps like Robinhood and Cash App using crypto gifting to lure more users to their apps this holiday season. Robinhood recently launched their crypto gifting feature, while Cash App has updated a similar feature on their platform this week. That is, users are now able to send Bitcoin using their balance or debit card now. Meanwhile, lumber prices peaking this holiday season. That is, demand for wood continues to increase. Futures for January delivery was nearly worth $1,100 per 1,000 board feet. That is twice the price it was in mid-November. Now the price is still a far cry from the record-peaking spike that we saw back in the spring. That was when futures peaked at just over $1,700. Most recent spikes come from the massive flooding in British Columbia that cut off sawmills from forests and customers that had limited supply. And Equifax will begin recording buy now, pay later installment plans on credit reports in early next year. The move meant to provide a fuller picture of people's financial commitments, particularly how much they owe on those plans. This comes as pay in 4 plans continue to explode in popularity in the retail space. And that's your Cheddar News Business and Tech Update. I'm Baker Machado coming to you from New York.
You get out and enjoy the cold on Saturday?
I was actually in Houston, so it was really muggy out there. So I was pretty bummed that I didn't need my coat over there. I just needed an umbrella, which I did not have. But did you? We determined, since determined that he has plenty
had the
of coats.
Fireplace cranked up?
Any coats?
Yep.
Any coats? No?
And what?
Coats.
Coats? Well, no, I was indoors.
I made my big pot of cheesy chicken tortilla soup.
Here it comes.
I saw this on Instagram that you brought Sarah Acosta and Max.
Oh, she posted it? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, well, thank you, Sarah.
See?
Anyway.
So it was winter.
So, not my recipe, my mother-in-law's, but yeah, it was perfect day for it.
Yeah.
So, and now leftovers today. But yeah, it was messy on Saturday, but it was a good day to stay inside. Yesterday as well, we had all those clouds hanging out. And now, as you can see, the clouds have finally started to clear out rather nicely. And like I was talking about, those clouds were not sticking around. We didn't have a blanket over the hill country this morning. So that's why temperatures were a good 10, 15 degrees lower. Got down to freezing. Fredericksburg 33, Kerrville 46 here in town this morning. It's going to be cooler tomorrow morning because, again, we don't have the cloud cover and we've got still fairly dry air out there and very light wind. So we're going to have all the ingredients. We had 2 of the ingredients in place this morning here in town, light wind, dry air. But of course, like I said, we had the blanket. Right now, 54 degrees and it's warmed up even more up there, you know, gained about 20, almost 25 degrees up in the hill country, and we haven't even gained 10 so far here in town, again, just because of that cloud cover. We'll make it into the upper 50s later on today. So we've been watching this all morning long. There's those low clouds, and they're finally getting on out of here, and they're going to continue to get on out of here. And not only down here at the surface, because they were very low clouds, but then upstairs in the atmosphere. And this is why we've got such beautiful blue skies out there, because with the water vapor imagery, there's just hardly any moisture up there at all. And here you can see this perfect, just comma-shaped pattern, that low right there. That's the one that was sitting off the coast of Baja of California. And the front moved through, obviously, on Saturday, gave us the rain and very windy conditions. Then that low decided to move on in here, and that's what kept the clouds around yesterday. We had a couple of showers around as well. So all of that is continuing to work its way on out. It is still producing some rain. It is still producing some mixed precipitation heading up into portions of Arkansas. And then upstream now, instead of having that flow coming in here out of the southwest, we actually have kind of a flow coming in from the northwest a little bit. So that's why we're going to keep some pretty nice weather around for the next couple of days. I mean, it's going to be beautiful all week long. We will, though, start to see the humidity creep up. It's not going to come back in quite as quickly as what it has the last few times when we've had like 1 or 2 days of cool temperatures, and then it gets warm and humid again. So it won't be quite that humid, but it's still going to be on the humid side. And really throughout the rest of this week, there is not really a heck of a lot going on. We'll have a couple of clouds around here and there, maybe some fog tomorrow morning, just because we will have those clear skies, and that's going to allow temperatures to drop down, and we'll have a relatively high amount of humidity tomorrow morning. But then even going into Christmas Eve, if you are, again, heading off to evening church services for Christmas Eve, going off to Grandma's house, and even on Christmas Day, about the same situation. We'll have just a couple of clouds out there on Saturday, and yes, it is definitely going to be on the warm side as we go on into the next couple of days. So forecast, yeah, we hit right there in the mid 50s at noontime, and then we're going to make it up into the upper 50s later on today with mostly sunny skies. Then the next couple of days, tomorrow starts off cold, so right about what you would expect this time of year. And then we get up into the mid 60s for a high temperature. Again, winter begins right at 9:58 in the morning, and then that's about it. It'll still be chilly Wednesday morning, but we get up to 70. Then add to that, then keep adding. So mid-upper 70s going in toward Christmas.
9:58 tomorrow morning.
Yes.
I have an alarm.
Set your clock.
Set your clock for the winter solstice.
I don't know if anything's.
The Texans matched the Cowboys in one category, again, which is the impressive category. We have that for you. And the Spurs keep playing up and down and up and down. And got that covered up.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
And no matter what, the Cowboys just want to keep winning in order to get a higher seed in the playoff pairing, taking on the 4-9 Giants yesterday. First quarter after a Jordan Lewis pick, Ezekiel Elliott comes up the gut, 13 yards, extra point, no good, 6-0 Dallas. Go to the second quarter, it's 12-3 Cowboys. Saquon Barkley carries into a crowd. DeMarcus Lawrence just punches the ball right out of his arm. Carlos Watkins recovers. That gets the Cowboys another Greg Zuerlein field goal, his third of the day. Cowboys lead 15-3 at the half. Into the third, Giants going for it on 4th and 1 on their own 29, and they get stuffed. Turning the ball over on downs. 5 plays later, Dak Prescott finds Dalton Schultz, 1-yard touchdown. It's 21-6 Cowboys after 3, fourth quarter, after the Cowboys turn the ball over on a fumble. But get it right back. Trayvon Diggs gets the interception in the end zone. Mike McCarthy had to challenge the original call, but won that challenge. It's a pick, and that is his 10th of the season. The Cowboys' third of the game, the 4th turnover, including a forced fumble. Quarterback Mike Glennon was picked 3 times, threw for only 99 yards, and was taken out of that game after that third pick. Here's your final. Cowboys win it 21-6. Dallas now 10-4. Next week, it's the Washington football team at Dallas Stadium, 7:20 kickoff, AT&T, so it's a Sunday nighter. From the good to the bad, actually 2 of the worst teams in the NFL, it's the 2-11 Jaguars. Just fired their head coach, Urban Meyer, and the Texans. First quarter, under 2 to play. Texans lead 7-3. Tremont Smith returns the kick. 98 yards for another Texans touchdown. It's 14-3. Texans after 1. They led 20-10 at half. Fourth quarter, 23-16. Texans. Davis Mills finds Brandon Cooks for the second time. That's a 43-yard touchdown. Texans put up more points than the Cowboys. Mills' best game as a pro. Here is that final. 30-16. Texans get the win. Houston now 3-11 on the season. Chargers visit the Texans next Sunday at NRG Stadium at noon. COVID-19 starting to play havoc in the NBA. Yesterday, games for the Cavs, Magic, 76ers, Brooklyn Nets, all canceled due to players testing positive for COVID-19. Spurs on the road facing the Kings. They got to play, but not well. First quarter, Lonnie Walker of the 4th brings the ball up and he pops the 3. Walker kicks it out to Jacques Lindell for the 3. Spurs are within 2. Kings Harrison Barnes at the buzzer gets the corner 3 to fall. And then it's the Spurs coming back. Jakob Poeltl grabs the offensive board. Keita Bates Diop slams it home. Walker pump fakes the 3 and steps up and knocks down the 17-footer there. He had 16 the first half. Brent Forbes nails the catch and shoot 3. Spurs are down 7 at the break. Spurs come out on fire to start the third. Starts the defense. Keldon Johnson with the steal. Poeltl picks it up, gets it to DeJounte. Dishes Devin Vassell for the bucket. It's a 1-point game. Derek White with the big block on Tristan Thompson. Murray starts the break, getting to Keldon for the monster slam. Spurs is on a 13-4 run, but the Kings fighting back to take a 6-point lead. Vassell trying to keep the Spurs close. He gets the 3. Keldon gets the Spurs within 5 with his 3. But the Spurs have no answer for Buddy Hield. Back-to-back 3s, but the Kings up 15. He had 18 of his 29 in the fourth quarter alone. So there's your final. Spurs lose it 121-114. Now 2-2 are 1-1 on this road trip. And they are 5-9 away from home at 11-18 overall.
I think we definitely just got to come off wins. I mean, more prepared. Ready to play. I think that was the biggest thing. You know, they got out to a little run, and then we got to play catch up the rest of the game, and we just came out flat.
We weren't, for whatever reason, mentally prepared enough to start the game. I don't know if they took it for granted. I don't know if they're so excited about the Utah win. Who knows? But that was a disappointing loss.
All right. Well, they better get ready for the mental preparation tonight for the Clippers because they're going to need it. It's at 9:30?
9:30.
9:30 tonight. That's a late one. So it's back-to-back, so they can't lose 2 in a row. And then it's the Los Angeles Lakers, so they get some time off there in L.A. because they don't play Los Angeles till Thursday. So there you go.
Now to the countdown to Christmas. Believe it or not, there's still time to get your shopping done. Coming up in the next half hour, what you need to know about those shipping deadlines. Welcome back now to Minnesota, where closing arguments begin today in the trial of former Brooklyn Center police officer Kim Potter, who says she meant to use her taser instead of her gun when she fatally shot Dante Wright during a traffic stop back in April. Potter took the stand in her own defense Friday, sobbing, offering an emotional apology and describing the incident as, quote, chaotic. ABC's Morgan Norwood is in Minneapolis with the latest.
The prosecution and defense making their final case to a Minneapolis jury in the trial against former Brooklyn Center police officer Kim Potter. She's charged with first-degree and second-degree manslaughter in the killing of Dante Wright during a traffic stop in April.
Carrying a badge and a gun is not a license to kill.
In the courtroom, you must presume innocence, that my client is innocent.
Potter has pleaded not guilty to both charges, taking the stand in her own defense, telling the jury she meant to draw her taser.
I remember yelling, taser, 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 and then he told me I shot him.
Potter was training a rookie police officer when they both stopped Wright's vehicle for an expired tag and an air freshener hanging from the young father's rearview mirror, a violation under Minnesota law. The traffic stop turning chaotic when the two tried to arrest Wright for an outstanding warrant for a misdemeanor weapons violation.
I shot him! Oh my God!
A psychologist testifying in court.
You intend to do one thing, think you're doing that thing, but do something else, and only realize later that the action that you intended was not the one you took.
The prosecution looking to prove that Potter was negligent and reckless during that traffic stop.
You didn't run down the street and try to save Dante Wright's life, did you?
No.
You were focused on what you had done, because you had just killed somebody.
I'm sorry it happened.
Dante Wright's family attorney telling ABC News Potter's testimony further confirmed, quote, Dante Wright's killing at Potter's hands was absolutely preventable. Now, if convicted of first and second degree manslaughter, Kim Potter could spend up to 11 years in prison, though prosecutors have said they plan to push for longer sentences. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Minneapolis.
Former President Donald Trump and the Trump Organization have sued the New York Attorney General Letitia James over the office's ongoing investigations. According to CNN, they're asking a federal court to halt or limit the New York Attorney General's investigations. The lawsuit also seeks to prevent James' involvement in any civil or criminal actions against the former president or his company. Trump accuses James of violating his constitutional rights, claiming that her investigation, which has lasted more than 2 years, is politically motivated and designed to, quote, harass, intimidate, and retaliate against him.
And a major setback for the president's Build Back Better Act. Moderate Democratic Senator Joe Manchin says it's a hard no for him on the current $1.75 trillion social spending plan. The White House, caught off guard, issued a statement calling his new position sudden and inexplicable. ABC's M. Nguyen is in Washington with the latest.
The power of one. Conservative Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia delivering what could be a fatal blow to the cornerstone of President Biden's domestic agenda. Manchin announcing on Fox News Sunday after months of negotiations, he was pulling his support.
You're done. This is a no.
This is a no on this legislation. I have tried everything I know to do.
He cites concerns over the high price tag and rising inflation, but White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki firing back, accusing Manchin of going back on his word with the president, claiming just Tuesday Manchin had submitted a framework similar to the president's Build Back Better bill. In a 50-50 Senate, Democrats can't spare a single vote, but Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he will introduce the bill anyway, so every senator can make their position known. An overwhelming majority of Democrats supported the Build Back Better bill, and many now feel betrayed by Manchin. This is exactly why they wanted to pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the larger social spending plan in tandem. Senator Bernie Sanders on CNN.
Manchin voted for an infrastructure bill, which added $250 billion to the deficit. The truth of the matter is that if you look at the military budget, $770 billion, times that by 10 years, it is 4 times higher than what the Build Back Better plan is.
Speaker Pelosi is vowing to continue negotiations in the new year on the social spending bill, which invests in climate action, childcare, healthcare, and education. The White House says it will continue to press Manchin to see if he will reverse his position. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Let's get outside with live cam, because look at this. We're getting there. Yep. Blue skies and a chill in the air. Feels like it's supposed to feel like this time of
Live
year.
cam and a live concert by Mr. Mike.
Just getting in the spirit. Sing a couple of Christmas carols.
There you go.
Yes.
It's beginning.
What is it? Elf says, sing loud and clear for all to hear.
Yes. So
Although
sing
in my
loud
case,
and clear, Mike.
Hey, yeah, things are finally clearing out here in town just a little bit more. We had those clouds overnight, and temperatures right now, take a look. We are right there at 54 degrees and still have very, very dry air. Dew points at 34 right now, and then there's no wind. So that's what we had overnight. We had very dry air, we had no wind, but we didn't have those clear skies. So with those clear skies, temperatures are really going to be dropping off as we go into tomorrow morning. So this morning, of course, we had those clouds and then lots of sunshine and upper 50s. Tomorrow, we're going to be starting off on the cool side. May actually have a little bit of fog around tomorrow morning just because those temperatures are going to be dropping off fairly quickly. The rest of the week, though, is definitely going to be heating up. And as we go on into Christmas, we're going to have a lot of sunshine around, but not going to feel too very Christmassy. Yeah, anyway, it's going to be very warm by this weekend. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. David, Alicia.
Thank you, Mike. And a big win for some Alzheimer's patients. Biogen slashes the price of its drug Aduhelm by half. This announcement comes after major criticism of the medicine's initial cost that can hike up to $56,000 a year. In a statement, Biogen's CEO said that too many patients weren't being offered the drug due to financial considerations. So, starting January, the annual cost for a person of average weight will slightly be over $28,000. The actual amount a patient would have to pay for Aduhelm will depend on factors including insurance coverage.
Seems like the list of foods with negative health effects is never ending. That list probably includes some of your favorite snacks. But did you know some of those foods might not necessarily be bad for your health? RJ Marquez has the details for us.
Red meat has been given a bad rap lately with its association with heart disease and type 2 diabetes. But a study from Harvard University found that risk is associated more with the processing of meat. So hot dogs, bacon, and cold cuts have higher associated risk than steak. Steak is also a good source of protein and iron.
Dairy gets a bad reputation, especially lately, but in reality, cow's milk is actually very nutrition dense. So I personally am a fan of dairy. It has our vitamin D, it has our calcium.
What's better for you, Lay's baked potato chips or Lay's regular potato chips? U.S. News and World Report says the baked chips are cooked in genetically modified corn oil and contain Torrelia yeast, which is used for flavoring in processed foods, including pet food. They also contain up to 50 flavor chemicals, while regular chips are made from real potatoes and cooked in vegetable oil. So, the verdict, the original chip may be a better choice. When it comes to liquor, tequila may be the way to go. It is plant-based and does a better job at metabolizing into our system, meaning less of a hangover, less inflammation, and belly fat.
I don't necessarily believe that there's any good foods, bad foods, because what ends up happening is if we think too much, like let's say about a bad food or a societal bad food, then that's all we can think about.
RJ Marquez, KSAT 12 News.
A lot of eyebrows raised on the tequila.
A lot
info.
of eyebrows or your eyebrows?
Mine was raised, but not the other one. Hey, Omicron proving to be no match for Spider-Man. Still ahead. Why? It was a history-making debut for the movie Spider-Man: No Way Home.
All right, listen to this. Meat out of an eyedropper? A Michelin-starred restaurant gets roasted in a blogger's review. Those details after the break. Last-minute shoppers are, of course, running out of time with just 5 days left until Christmas.
And if you are trying to buy gifts online or ship them yourself, it might just be a little too late. Target hits its shipping deadline today at noon, and today is the deadline for Walmart.com.
The standard ground shipping deadlines have already passed for USPS and FedEx. You'll now have to pay a premium, which is a lot. For UPS, the recommended deadline is today for standard shipping to make it to most places in time for Christmas.
An American food blogger has written what is possibly the worst review ever for a Michelin-starred restaurant.
In fact, the review is so scathing of an avant-garde restaurant in Italy that it's gone viral, making her bad experience all the more memorable.
CNN Jeannie Most gives us a taste of what she was writing about.
This is the story of a travel writer who dished on a restaurant's dishes that were largely, shall we say, unidentifiable. For instance, this sliver of oyster loaf.
Tasting like Newark Airport. And I stand by that.
Geraldine de Ruyter wrote the review about the Italian restaurant Bros, which has one Michelin star. Some courses, she wrote, were slivers of edible paper. The restaurant bills itself as avant-garde. At one point, a waiter served a sauce.
And then he squirted something out of an eyedropper. And he said, "This has been infused with meat molecules."
Now the whole 27-course dinner has been infused with hilarity as the review went viral. And this is the dish that has tongues wagging, citrus foam served in a ceramic model of the chef's lips.
There's no utensils. You just have to slurp, essentially make out with a facsimile of the chef.
Or as Stephen Colbert put it,
"I'm not sure if I want to immediately start tonguing down on one of my dishes. I really feel like I should at least buy my dinner first."
The restaurant defended itself by sending NBC 3 perplexing images of horses asking, "What is art? What is good taste? What is a man on a horse?" A co-owner and chef said of the diners,
"They didn't understand what we were making."
But she thanked the reviewer for making the ceramic mouths the restaurant offers for $65 sell out. After their $1,500 dinner for 8, the diners were so hungry they wanted to order pizza. All in all, it was an unforgettable semi-meal consumed
with a side of regret.
Like the song from Beauty and the Beast says,
"Try the gray stuff, it's delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes."
If these dishes could talk, well, at least they've got mouths. Jeannie Most, CNN, New York.
$1,500
for 8, so yeah, $200 a pop.
I went Stephen Colbert
for 27 courses.
Yeah, 20, and you got it.
I would want some wings and pizza too. Like what? No.
Just a good old.
Stick to pasta.
What was the foam in the little lip thing?
Citrus foam. So maybe that was the dessert. Yum.
I don't get any of it. How about just a steak and potatoes?
Or you're in Italy. I mean, just have a cannoli.
Or well, there you go. I guess.
Have some pasta.
Something.
Yeah.
Meatball.
Anyway, Christmas. Hey, it's going to be very warm. We are going to have temperatures that are going to be anywhere from 10 to almost 15 degrees above normal. Winter, because winter starts tomorrow, so of course it's going to be on the warm side. It'll be chilly the next couple of mornings, though. How cold are we going to be getting? And then going to get any hotter than this? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes.
The countdown is on for Christmas and for how long? How much longer winter is going to last?
9:58 tomorrow. Winter kicks in, but we have, at least for today, you can enjoy the cold.
Well, and the next couple of mornings though are going to be.
So will it feel like winter at 9:58 tomorrow in the morning?
And you live up north.
Yes, we'll go with that. So, because we're going to start off about 40 tomorrow. So by the time 10 o'clock rolls around, we hit 40 about say 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll start to get it'll be around. We'll call it 50 tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
That's not bad.
Layers are still appropriate.
Yeah. And then by the afternoon, we'll be up to 65. So just about normal temperatures for tomorrow. So as far as today, the skies have cleared out quite nicely. Look at those beautiful blue skies. A couple leftover clouds hanging around here. And we are at 54 right now. Comfort 58, 57 in Kerrville after starting off right around freezing in parts of the hill country. Actually, it did hit freezing in Fredericksburg, and 52 right now at Randolph. The humidity is still very low, and so we're not going to see a huge return of the humidity today. And with the clear skies, dry air, light wind, that's going to allow temperatures, because the dry air doesn't hold the heat in very well, it's going to allow temperatures to really drop down by tomorrow morning. So we will be getting down to 40, and then some of these numbers will come up just a little bit. And as the dew points and the temperatures come closer together, we may see a little bit of fog around the area tomorrow morning. Then, as time goes on, yes, the humidity is going to start to work its way back into the picture. But unlike the past couple of times, it's not as though this humidity is just going to be shooting way up. You know, remember in the past couple of weeks, we've had these, these definite roller coasters going up and down. So this is more of a gradual increase throughout the week of the humidity. But once you get above 60, of course, you start to feel it. So it is going to be, yeah, kind of sort of on the humid side. We can't avoid this. It's gonna happen by Christmas and by Christmas Eve. Really cold temperatures up to the north. And we had some wind chill readings well down below zero up there. And that is, even though we have a little bit of a taste of it, that's going to be staying up there to the north. Here's the low, and we saw in the water vapor imagery in the last half hour. That's the one that was parked over there off the Baja of California. And that's what was throwing a lot of moisture in our direction. We had this southwesterly flow coming in here out ahead of that thing. Now that's finally getting on out of here. We've got a little bit of a northwesterly flow aloft in the atmosphere. So that's why we've got some really nice weather going on. It keeps things pretty dry upstairs in the atmosphere. And the main flow, kind of the real dividing line between the cold stuff and what we're in right now, is just about right along that green band right there. That's going to be staying up there to the north. What you'd love to see is these upper level wind lines obviously coming straight down out of Canada, but that is not going to be the situation. We're getting into kind of a zonal pattern, and that means a couple of different things. First of all, nothing as far as any weather systems around here to give us any rain. Glad we had some rain over the weekend, 9/10 of an inch in total around at the airport. In some areas got about 2 or even more than that, but nothing in the foreseeable future throughout the rest of Christmas week. And that high is just going to be building on in here. Keeps that main line, that dividing line in the jet stream well up there to the north of us, and keeps pretty much nothing as far as changes in the weather, except for the fact that we are going to be getting pretty warm as time rolls on. So high temperature today up to 58 degrees, mostly sunny skies, good looking day today, very pleasant. You can still kind of keep a light jacket handy. And then we go into the next few days. Tomorrow, yeah, that's going to feel like it should. You look at that, David, 40 and then 41 on Wednesday. So that's kind of wintry feeling. We get up to 65 tomorrow afternoon. That's about what you'd expect. And should I stop there?
Yeah, quit while you're ahead, man. It just gets worse from there.
Because once we get into winter,
yeah, look at that. Look at Saturday and Sunday.
I like that, though.
That's all right. At least when the winter solstice, how do you spell solstice? You know?
SOLSTICE.
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 Okay. Got it.
Days are getting longer too after tomorrow. So
tomorrow's the shortest day of the year, right? Bam. Get your stuff done early. Sun goes down quick.
All right, Spider-Man swinging into the box office history. The latest film in the franchise is the highest grossing film of this year after just 3 days in theaters. Coming up, what movies are hoping to capture the crown from the web-slinging character. Saturday Night Live wasn't exactly live this weekend. The show originally planned to do their Christmas special, but it went without a live audience because of the recent rise in COVID cases. The show tried out an adjusted format. Take a look.
COVID came early this year. So in the interest of safety, we do not have an audience. And we sent home our cast, most of our crew. But I came here from California, and if you think I was going to fly 3,000 miles and I'd be on TV, well, you got another thing coming.
So we thought we'd read these dumb jokes anyway and just see if we can make these guys laugh.
Yeah, you guys ready?
You.
Hank, so you ready? May I call you Hanks?
I'd rather you didn't.
Okay. And can we confirm that you have never heard these jokes before?
Not a once, except the 2 you blew in the rehearsal.
Okay.
Wow.
This show did include some new tape sketches as well as some from the past.
Can't even
call him Hank.
A web-slinging superhero pulling in big numbers at the box office this weekend. Super Spider-Man No Way Home brought in more than $250 million. It's the biggest opening weekend for any film release during the pandemic. No other film during the pandemic has topped $100 million in one weekend, but Spider-Man did that in a single day. The final chapter in the trilogy stars Tom Holland. Marvel fans are excited for this one because after the film's creators teased the return of a familiar character, or more than one actually, from previous films. And there are more blockbuster releases heading to the big screen this Friday. The Matrix Resurrections comes to theaters and also HBO Max the same day, and Sing 2, the animated family-friendly film, debuts in theaters this weekend.
That'll be fun. I want to take my niece and nephew for that one, for Sing.
For Sing 2?
Sing 2. All right, places to go to for the holidays, not too far from home, and a ski lodge in San Antonio.
SA Live has all of that and more today on the show. Mike and Fiona are in the Christmas spirit.
Hey guys!
Hi.
You thought Mike...
Well, it's beginning to feel a lot like Christmas. I love it when we break into song.
I don't know if they do, but hey, what the heck?
Well, we do, and it's just 5 days away, right?
Yeah, if you can believe, I mean, it was Labor Day yesterday, it just seems like. So, all right, do we have a holiday-packed show for you today, and lots of fun places to take your family?
Yes. Jen takes us out to a ski lodge right here in San Antonio. Sort of. Okay. You know, the ambiance, if you will. Very cool.
Interesting.
You can feel chilly in your mind.
We head out to a spot near town where you can ice skate, see Santa Claus and Christmas lights, and even hear Christmas carols in a cave.
Talk about acoustics.
I know.
Right?
That'd be cool. And
it's a watery, wintry Wonderland Christmas celebration over at SeaWorld. And oh, what fun it is to make those memories.
9 million something lights.
9 million bazillion trillion twinkling lights.
Crafter Amy Lotta shares her Christmas DIY tips and hacks with us for all that Christmas week fun at home.
And take a break from all that crafting and wrapping and snuggle up with some cuddly and, well, not so cuddly animals.
And a Christmas deal you don't want to miss.
All that and more when SA Live continues in just a few minutes.